Hey guys, it's CGM. I've got quite a nice little Excel game to show you. So, I want you to think about your favourite game. Ooh, think hard. What is your favourite game? Yes, you got it. It is Snakes and Ladders. Not what you were thinking? Oh, that's awkward. Never mind. After you play this game, then it definitely will be your favourite game. Basically, it's just a little Excel game that I made in a couple of hours. Appearance-wise, this is what it looks like. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out in terms of its looks. The snakes are definitely a little bit derpy with these stupid little faces on. But yeah, as I said, it only took me a couple of hours, so quite pleased with the way it turned out for the length of time that was spent on it. This is the board here. It's a 10 by 10. Players will start in this bottom left corner and they finish up in this top left corner up here. So on the right hand side over here there is an interface for rolling the dice. So it shows you whose turn it is, and after you roll the dice it has a view of the face of the die. So yeah, it's pretty basic in terms of the way it looks, but the functionality of it is quite nice, and there's some quite nice tricks that I use to get it to work. But basically all of these blue buttons are for the user to basically operate the game. So the reset game basically wipes it clean for a fresh start, and in the top left up here the user can put in the number of players for the game. So there is a maximum of 6 players in the game at the moment, and a minimum of 2. Those lonely people out there that want to play with just one, let me know and I can make it for 1 player. But yeah, at the moment it's a minimum of 2. So quite a nice few little fail safes that I've got in here. If any users put in more than 6 and they try and start the game, it will tell them that there's only a maximum of 6 that can be allowed, and if they put in less than 2, then it will say that there's a minimum required as well. Equally, if they leave it blank, it will say that they need to enter a number of players before it starts. And yeah, so it will also give an error if somebody tries to put in a number that's not an integer. So literally the only thing that it will allow is either 2, 3, 4 up to 6. So let's say we were going to start a game with 4 players. I'd hit the start game button and it would pull in the number of players down here in the bottom left. So nice and easy to use, and because we just started a new game, it's player 1's turn, and when they're ready to start they'll hit the roll the dice button. So it randomly generated a 5, showed the 5, and it automatically moved player 1 forward onto forward 5 squares. So it keeps track of whose turn it is. So now it's player 2's turn, and it rolls a 3 for 2 and so on. So nice little functionality, and one of the rules of Snakes and Ladders is that if you roll a 6 you get to have another go. So get this little pop-up that basically lets you know that player 3 just rolled a 6, so it's their turn again. So when this dice is rolled, it's player 3 that moves forward 4 spaces, and then finally 4 got lucky again, and they get another go. And then after player 4's had its turn, then it rolls back round onto player 1, so it's player 1's turn now, and after player 1 rolls, etc. So that's basically it. It will keep going through right up until the end, where it will announce who won if somebody reaches the end. And at any point, because I assumed that anyone that would realistically be playing this might want to hide the game quickly in case there was a teacher coming or anything, they can hit this button here and it just quickly hides away the game. Sneaky, I know. So yeah, so that's basically the functionality of it. Yeah, as I said, it only took me a couple of hours to make. This is a bit of the, I guess, behind the scenes. So these are basically some helper columns. This is what keeps track of where each player is on the board at any given time, and this is used for the snakes and the ladders, for moving up and down the board on the snakes and the ladders. And this here is used to kind of basically know where the player is going to be moving to and moving from based on what they roll on the dice here. So yeah, as I said, this is all just kind of helping the code in the VBA, which is, if I can get it to come up, famous last words. So here it is. So this is basically the bit of VBA that's behind the start game. Not too complicated. The roll the dice is a bit more complicated. It goes through kind of all of the options that it could be, depending on who the player is and whether they hit a snake or a ladder, and whether they rolled a 6, and yeah, generally what to do in those different scenarios. Very simple reset button, and for hiding the game as well, which basically just takes it to another sheet, this spare sheet tab. So there's some neat little tricks in there that I'm quite pleased with the way it handles the game. But I mean, it is in no means as efficient as it could be. I kind of went down a bit of a long route with the snakes and ladders, and it definitely could have been done easier. But yeah, I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, and as I said, it only took me a couple of hours to make. So yeah, I mean, let's jump into having. So let's jump into playing out a game with 2 players, just so we can see how it would function. So if we put in 2, and we can reset the game, start it off, and we'll have a look. So okay, so here we go. So we've got our 2 players ready. Okay, so here we go. We're going to play a game with 2 players. Place your bets. Which player do you think is going to win? I'm going to go for player 2. Don't know why, but let's say, why don't we say I'm player 2 and you guys are player 1. So let's see who wins. So we just put in the number of players in the start of the game, and then we're going to roll the dice and see. So let's just quickly play it out. So player 1 hit a ladder there, so they moved up to here. Rolled a 6, so we keep going. And yeah, I mean, I would have liked the between moves, sort of the animation, maybe to take a little bit longer, build up a bit more suspense. It's rattles through quite quickly, but I wanted it to be automated as well. I didn't really want too much user input. So carry on playing out. Looks like you guys are ahead at the moment. Let's hope that you hit a snake or something. And let's keep going. So as you can see, it's really simple to use, and ooh, yes, catching up, and player 2 is ahead. So level peggings, and player 2 again. So we're getting close to the top now. When it reaches the top, it will only allow the correct dice roll to the end. So player 1's got a chance to win here. They didn't roll the 3 that was needed to win, so they stay where they are, which gives me a chance. So both on the same square. So as soon as one of us rolls the 2 or either the 1, which would be unfortunate because you go down on that snake. Oh, curse of the commentator. But yeah, so it will only let you roll, as you can see, the correct amount to win, which you guys have just won there. So it comes up with a message that player 1 has won. So that's it, and then you can reset the game and add some more players if you like. So yeah, I mean, by no means the most complicated game that you've ever seen, but I think it's quite nice, quite neat. It kind of represents, or shows rather, what can be done in Excel. I mean, I'm by no means a whiz on Excel, but I was able to kind of make this in a couple of hours. If it's something that you'd like to see how it was built, we can run it through more step by step. Let me know in the comments, and I can run through it in more details over a couple of episodes of how it kind of fit together, and go through some of the more kind of nice, neat things that went into actually getting it to work and keeping track of whose turn it is and where they are on the board. So there you go, guys. That's pretty much it. I hope that you enjoyed the video. This is my first video. I'll be making some more similar sort of games, and kind of, if you guys want it, some kind of Excel tutorials. And yeah, hopefully this is the start of a long journey on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe, and I appreciate it. See you guys in the next episode.